Well, I broke that, but hey, that's okay. How is everybody today? Hopefully you guys can hear me, see me, everything looks like it's running all right. So happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving of this live stream. It didn't end, but that was a misclick on my part. I gotta fix that end screen now that I just broke. Oh, the fun of it all. So, how are you guys doing out there in the world today? All kinds of fun stuff. You guys can see somewhat of the new office behind me. Meg's studio's over there. I'm in the closet in mine. Plus, my work desk is sitting there, and all kinds of cool projects. So, all kinds of stuff going on. So, hopefully, everybody's having a good Thanksgiving. Ah, we get ready to talk about one. I'm releasing a new model on my site. Two, I want to talk about other Black Friday deals that are out there because there are a lot out there going on right now. And I think it's kind of one of those things that's definitely worth talking about and just kind of going through a little bit before the big day of big sales get here. And I'm really kind of stoked to actually be releasing a new model on my site. I haven't done that in a long time. And this one has been sitting uh, in my inventory for a while now that we've moved and built the new shop, built the new offices. Uh, this part for me is temporary up here. We're probably going to be moving that downstairs here. Um, but for right now, it's up here till we get the house more sorted out and get stuff clean. We're still moving in. We've been here. We got here what, September? So we've been here just about 2.5 months. We're finally gonna start rolling here, and it's kind of key that we're getting back to rolling in this. And this is one of the things I've missed, guys, is just sitting on here streaming and doing fun stuff and kind of hunting for the deals. So I am noticing those lights are really got me turned blue, but that's okay. That's okay. We want to be able to see and do all this kind of stuff. I'll be honest, Doug, the move took so long. I figured it would be like 3 months to sell the house, get moved down here, and get back up and running. Here we are at almost 6 months to achieve everything. And it's still not done yet. I still owe you guys a shop tour. You will be seeing that this month in December. That may be the New Year's video. I haven't decided yet we haven't even recorded it yet. I'm still kind of finishing up a few things with the new shop, with the new exhaust systems, and venting systems. And again, just trying to get business back up and running, so I can start making kits again and kind of missed it. So, but without further ado, what we just added to our website is a Planet of the Apes kit that between me, our designer CGVerse, and Joe Hudson, all of us have kind of worked together on this to make sure we've got really accurate detail. But if any of you guys have remember the Planet of the Apes 8R kits, beautiful box art, but the kits were wow. Some of those kits are just, what is that? When it comes to the actual look of the character, and about 2 years ago, we released the Cornelius Exchange Kit on the website on the rise3dbuilds.com. And I'm finally getting to where I can produce the Caesar kit and start adding that to the repertoire. And that's what we're going to take a look at today. We're going to take a look at some other kits. And one of the things I hardly ever have done on my website is offer a discount. And for tomorrow, I am off for November 28th, 2025. I am offering a 10% discount on your order with a certain discount code. So that is something that we're going to add, and I'm going to give you guys the code to go out and apply that tomorrow if any of the kits that we look at are interesting to you. So definitely, definitely one of the things we want to look at. And yeah, definitely sticking with classic Planet of the Apes, not looking at the newer one. Don't get me wrong, the newer one, the models were cool. Definitely looked more realistic to what we would see, but the heart goes back to the older movies and science fiction. So this one's going to be kind of hard to show. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over to the web. Well, that's which button is it? There we go. We're going to hop over to my website where I have uploaded some of these, and we have added it right smack dab in the front of the website, there it is. And you guys can see this kit has a lot of high detail. Um, so that's one of the things we very much saw lacking with the older kits is detail, scale, and just functionality with the kit. That's one of the things we wanted to add. I'm gonna just hop over to the order now page here, and we're just gonna take a look at all the beautiful pictures I took. I am not a photographer by any stake, but you guys can see there's a lot that goes into this kit. Um, and surprisingly, for as big as this kit is, we did it in 6 pieces. So it is done in 6 pieces. It is very clean cut. We definitely made sure for the 200 millimeter scale that we definitely got high detail, the hair and the face, um, the clothing textures, the wall texture back there. Let me tell you, that can be that's sometimes a nerve wracking print, but we went in and definitely brought in the detail from the classic model kit, and definitely wanted to bring that out and touch on that, as well as the tree base. We kind of did the best we could, and again, this model from base to top is 12 inches tall. So it is not a little model, it is heavy. Um, all resin from Ceratech resin. It's an ABS-like resin for strength to make sure it is a very good, strong model. Um, and, it just has a lot of cool perks to it. And it is about 10 inches wide. So it's 10 inches wide by 12 inches tall by about 3 inches deep. Um, but it is definitely a cool model to add to your repertoire. We've added it to the shop. It is available now, but the discount code that I'm going to give is doesn't work till midnight. It is only for November 28th. So kind of keep that in mind. And yeah, I just love how well this came out. I mean, the figure alone is almost 8 inches tall. So I mean, we put a lot of time and effort into the detail on this one. So definitely one out there for the books. And actually, I'm going to switch back over. We're going to hopefully the right camera emerges. Yay, the right camera emerged. You guys can actually see the kit here. My keyboard. You can actually see the kit. It's massive. And what's really nice, like I said, it's in 6 pieces. The figure is in 2 separate pieces for easy holding and painting. The bar comes out, and then the wall and the bottom are their own pieces. So a really simplistic kit, simplified down, really nice, well-fitting, and clean built. That's why I'm really happy to finally start getting this one out to market and let you start seeing this kit. Because I mean, we went into, I mean, it's mad detail into that wall padding back there and getting it to work. So, definitely a really awesome kit. And if you guys have never gone to our website, we have all kinds of stuff from Lone of the Ranger, Dark Shadows, um, some other ones that we've partnered, that we've created with CGVerse and Joe Hudson as we worked with him. Uh, and then, of course, there's always the fun stuff out on the site. Oh, I didn't realize Angelique was sold out. I need to go correct that. And we've actually got new versions of her. One of the ones I definitely want to show off is, since I'm showing off the Ceasar kit, I want to show off the Exchange kit. And we'll hop back to the site for that. So the Ceasar kit, you guys can tell we've kind of done it again with the high sharp detail of Ceasar. These 2 kits are in the same scale. Um, and just that base is crazy. Uh, this is one of the more interesting bases that I printed. Just the post-op work on it is kind of crazy that you have to do and work on. So it's a difficult base to print. This model comes apart, I believe, into 4 pieces. And it's a big kit. I mean, it takes a lot to do. And in the gallery, here's the one actually painted by Joe Hudson. I do plan on cutting Ceasar into a bust. I just have not done so yet. That's just kind of be a matter of time. And here's one done by William Jinks. where he also painted the exchange kit. So I don't have a fully painted version of this, but there are all kinds of cool models on the site, guys. So definitely check it out. The code that I am uh, giving for Black Friday is, I'm going to put it in the chat here, is Rise 3D BF25. So that'll get you 10% off your order. Kind of cool thing. I know I'm kind of plugging my site, but one of the things I want to start doing with one stream a month, and this is kind of the first one doing it, so that's why I'm using my own stuff, is I want to, if guys, if you run into a model kit or something that just looks awesome, or if you're a builder, maker of your own kits, hit me up at Mike at Rise3D Prints. Rise3dprinting.com is my email address. Send me an email. We'd love to highlight other kits that are out in the environment and just kind of get out there to show off other kits, because there's a lot of designers, there's a lot of people doing a lot of good hard work that honestly deserve to be promoted. CGVerse, he's done great work um, to show to design. I really am kind of hopeful to work with him on a few other kits that I want to create, but it's just kind of one of those things. There are so many other people doing the same thing, designing kits, getting them out into the public to meet the dreams of the kits we never had. And that's kind of a thing that I'm wanting to kind of highlight out here too. Or it's one of those things I want to start bringing people onto the channel too, that are builders, that are hobby makers, and just start talking about their experiences, whether it's painting, 3D printing, resin casting. There's so many different things that can be done that allow for this kind of stuff to be made and worked on. And I want to definitely um, kind of make sure that we're highlighting that community and that world out there, because there's just so much out there that's growing and just kind of growing in the world. So some of the other things I want to highlight, I'm going to pull them up for Black Friday. First is Galeri.com. Galeri, they're a awesome partner. I love working with these guys. And their Black Friday sale actually started back on November 18th and goes to December 18th. So it's all one big sale, and they have a lot of great products. They just released the Aventus airbrush, and I'll tell you right now, most of my airbrushes are from Galeri. My compressor is Galeri. They have all kinds of stuff. A couple videos ago, I showed off the paint markers. I've started working with their new Kaleido paint line. Their Mobius airbrush, released last year, is just awesome for detail work. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. I really like the metallic paint markers myself. And honestly, when you look at the prices, I think the paint markers are still, yeah, they're sold out. I mean, 10 paint markers for $20 is not bad at all. Especially considering they only have the metallics. Well worth the money. The Kaleido Colorworks, I have been having a blast. You guys will actually start seeing more of this. If you saw the video I did on the glaring 98D when I was painting with their champagne gold metallic, oh, it was great. I really liked working with that one. And I mean, they've got 84 colors to work with right now, and their paint sets, honestly, the price, and right now they're 20% off, but their 24 color primary set is $61. That's 24 colors plus thinner and cleaner in a kit. So definitely something to kind of look at when you're, and what I figured out with these, and something that is kind of a no-no in the airbrush world. Yes, in the instructions it says to thin it down, but I haven't found a need to thin it down. Especially if I'm doing large areas. I've not had to, it's ready to go. Um, and it works on all kinds of materials, including glass, metal, ABS, PE, all these different materials. So definitely something to keep in mind and look at if you're looking to really kind of up your paint level. These paints have really impressed me. And I play with a lot of paints. and this is starting to become my go-to paint line, especially when I'm airbrushing. So definitely a fun one to look at. Bamboo Labs. Ah, I am so wanting to get the H2, one of the H2 series. I have not gotten anything in the H2 series yet. I honestly, I'm looking at having to get a new computer before I get a new printer. So, but go check out their deals. They've got some good ones going on. Um, I think you could get the that's the H2C. This is their new one. This thing has, I think it was 6 or 7 multiple nozzles that it will switch between to keep your AMS going, and that's why you've got the high price tag at $2,400. But um, I personally run a 3X1 carbons from Bamboo Lab, and I really enjoy my X1 carbons, which I don't even see an X1 on here. This is the one I'm looking at getting next is the H2S. Um, of course, I would want the AMS. I want the color changeability. That's kind of next in my printer repertoire. And the only reason why it's next is the printer size. That 310 by 340 by 320 by 340 print volume is why I'm looking at this printer. So you got some really cool deals there too to kind of look at and talk about. So lots of cool things going on there. Lots of different stuff to keep looking at. Galeri's having some cool stuff. Some of the paint markers I've talked about recently are on sale. What else we got going on in the in the world of Amazon? Amazon's always got model tools on sale. The Rail Tool model nippers. I highly recommend them. I really enjoyed working with those. The Fantech F2 Master Mini Kit. I've been using the tar out of mine um, to work on a Imperial Warlord Titan. Not a Warlord, Warhound. Sorry, I'm working on the Warhound first. The Warlord will do on here and build on here. So this is just today's just talking about Friday. Yep, we're gonna get the Illigu too. Because honestly, when it comes to my resin printers right now, the Saturn 4 Ultra is the top one in my resin shop. I've got 5 of them now. That's how crazy that has kind of gotten is I am running 5 of those things right now. Another thing that I really liked, and I've actually got these sitting on my desk right here, is these steady polished metal hobby sticks. So we always need files to do stuff, and these things are actually really good grit, and have really served me well in filing down a lot of these resin kits. I like that they're metal and they've got their own storage kit. That works really well for me in doing this kind of stuff. So back over to the websites. There is a tool that I have found. I want to say that's right. I forgot its name. Sorry, I can't spell. Not remover. That might be the right thing. Oh, nail dust collector. Where is the where is the one that I have? I think this is the one I purchased. Let's get the right one. So it sounds funny that I'm looking at a nail dust collector, but keep an open mind here. So what I do with this is when I am sanding on resin, here it is right here, I think. Yeah, Kuzatop. So this is the one I have. Oh, I'm not signed in. That's why it's not pulling up. I thought I was signed in. I'm sorry, guys. But so this, you sit on the table and you do your work, your sanding and all that kind of stuff on top of it, and this collects all the particles. Instead of having to clean up your desk and all that kind of stuff, this thing is really cool, and that's a really good price at $25. It's like a vacuum you're working on top of, and it's sucking that stuff into the vent, while at the same time, all that dust that you're sanding off is also getting sucked down instead of going all over the place, going in your lungs and all that stuff. Now, again, if you're sanding resin, you should be wearing a mask, but it's kind of one of those things. Just keep in mind, this is also keeping your desk area where you're working cleaned up. And right now, I do have this out with my Warhound Titan, and I have been loving this. Yeah, it's for nails, more of a nail salon, stuff like that. But this is helping me keep that resin controlled, collected, and not all over my tables and everywhere. So it has been a really cool one. And I do it when I've actually started using it when I'm sanding just about anything anymore. So definitely a handy tool that I can't recommend. That it's just awesome. Now, as you suggested, let's go take a look at Elegoo, because I believe their Cyber Monday stuff is also up. So, I'm still running 3 Neptune 3 Maxes in my FDM side. Um, looks like they've got a win a Neptune 4 Plus, so I don't wanna do that. Bulk sale accessory be alright, so top picks is the Centurion Carbon. This is their newest FDM printer. I have not honestly not even looked at this machine. I hear it's fast, but I believe if I'm correct, it's only singular color. It's not multicolor. Um, but they got some nice bundles in that too. But one thing I do hear about it is it's really fast. Saturn 4 Ultra 16K. I do not have the 16K in my inventory. I've got 5 of the 12Ks, and I'll be honest, the 12K has impressed me. It's got some quirks. I love the wireless sending of the models you just saw there. Smart tank. The 12K does not have heating. The 16K, the vat is heated, which honestly, I'll be honest, with me being down here in Florida, I don't need that. I don't need that at all where my shop is. Um, so that's just kind of one of those things. It's not something that I really have to worry about too much. And oh, dream machine right there, an Orange Storm Giga, maybe one day. Um, the Neptune 4 Max, which they have finally sorted out some of the kinks they were having with these machines. So the 4 line is a great price. And that size of a machine, the 4 Max, that I think is a 450 by 450 build plate, is massive, guys. That's a chest plate of armor. So it's kind of one of those things. It's a huge printer, fantastic printer. The threes were great. As I said, I'm still using 3 of the 3s, and they're the Neptune 3 Maxes, and I still use them. They're good machines, direct drive, solid parts, cheap replacement parts, which is great. Um, so definitely an awesome one to look at too, and kind of keep in mind and work with. Douglas, I thought you were out in the Nevada area, but I guess, well, it still could get cold up in that area, can it? Where I'll be honest, today the high was 85, our low is 70. So, um, Florida is definitely staying, hot. So, but the 4 Ultra 12 and the 16, they're all really nice machines. Illigu there for a while was not my favorite. They have stepped up. Their quality is up, and their machines, I fell in love with the Saturn 4 Ultras. Um, the 12Ks, just I don't have to go out there and do thumb drives or any of that kind of stuff. It just was a great combination of efficiency, and I'm pretty sure the 16K is just as good. Filaments, they do have decent filament. You just got to kind of play with your settings, make sure it's what you want, but they're definitely a good one. Now, let's go to talk about Creality, which is, this Creality is where I started with machines. I started with Creality as the Ender 3 Pro. You know, most of us older 3D printers started off with that machine, it make us bleed and burn us and everything else. But now we have new machines out there like the K2 Pro, which is basically Creality's answer to the Bamboo P2S. Lots of cool stuff, enclosed, multi-change filament, great features. So um, definitely, if I was going to be looking at a new machine from Creality, the K2 Plus is where I would be going um, for that functionality. And what are they offering that? They may not have it up yet. K2, the K2 combo starts at 550, which is not bad. When you look at that compared to an X1 Carbon or anything like that, that's a heck of a deal right there. Um, P2S, they're about comparable price. They're comparable competing machines. So kind of keep that in mind as you look at it, that they're the machines scale size wise and everything. That's what this machine is truly competing against. So Creality's got good stuff out there. Models, simple, cool tools that I recommend. A lot of stuff going to be on sale. Um, again, the Ceasar figure is available now today, right now. But the discount code only works tomorrow, and that's at Rise 3D BF25. Um, it only works tomorrow, 10% off. And yeah, so I think, guys, we've kind of rolled through everything I kind of had planned for tonight for this simple live stream. I don't even know how long I've been talking, but that's okay. So, a lot of cool things out here, a lot of cool things coming on Black Friday tomorrow. Next week, we're going back to the Gundam build that we started. So, and actually, about the Gundam build, let me grab that real quick. I started playing with it and we built the base in a live stream. Well, I kind of went a little further and I printed a hanger for it. So to have the Gundam coming out of, and we will resume work on that next week and get that all kind of finished up. I want to do some Bondo and sanding on that way and get that primed as well. But next week we will start the official work and actually build the kit. So that is next week's stream. And keep an eye out because I'll be releasing some others. R2 build. R2 build. Doug, I'm not sure what you're talking about with the R2 build. I'll follow up with you on Discord on that because obviously I've forgotten the build I was working on. So, but we will get back to building this one next week. We'll get that one built for that diorama. So, and then we'll start moving. Yeah, he got paused. I got to figure out where I put all of his parts. That's the problem. It's in a box somewhere in the garage. I'm pretty sure I halfway had him printed, and we got to start doing more. That may be a 2026 back project we get back to. There's so many projects. So many projects. But we will start looking back at that. And if we have to start him over, oh well, I have all the parts. So that is definitely something we want to do because I do have a full set of Mandalorian armor printed again that I have not finished. Uh yeah, there's so many projects that's gone on in the last year that I had to shelve. And the video, the return video from a few weeks ago kind of reiterates. Even I've probably forgotten projects that I wanted to do, but we'll find them again. Don't worry. So, but next week on live stream, we'll get this guy built. We'll do more with that base work. Then I've also been working on, and actually it's printed and we're ready to start building the Roger Young from Starship Troopers on here as well, build and paint. So that's coming up too. So lots of fun stuff coming. different things to build. So we're definitely kind of having some fun. So everybody that's hopped on, thank you guys for hopping on this Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, and we will catch you in the next stream. And good luck with tomorrow's Black Friday shopping. So thank you guys. We'll see you next time.